All right, so this is going to be the second essay for our class, The Sovereign and the Shadow. Analyze the relationship between the sun as the source of vitality and consciousness and the planetary ruler of the ascendant, the chart ruler. To what extent does the chart ruler facilitate or frustrate the expression of the solar purpose? Use a specific historical figure's chart to illustrate your thesis. The Sovereign and the Shadow, the Sun and the Chart Ruler in the Drama of Individuation. If the horoscope is, as Professor Piscean is fond of remarking, a celestial play, then the central drama must surely be the relationship between the Sun as the essential self and the planetary ruler of the ascendant, the chart ruler, as the vehicle of that self. The sun represents the sovereign, the core creative purpose, the will to be. The chart ruler is the prime minister, the chief executive, the embodied personality through which the solar purpose must navigate the mundane world. This essay will argue that the chart ruler is not merely a facilitator of the solar will, but a potent, often ambivalent, force that can either champion the sovereign's cause or, through its own inherent nature and placement, become a shadowy usurper, frustrating the sun's expression and complicating the path to individuation. The sun's position in the natal chart signifies the fundamental what and where of an individual's life purpose. In Leo, it seeks to create, to lead, to express with authenticity. In Scorpio, to penetrate, to transform, to wield power. Its house placement indicates the theater of life in which this drama of self-realization is most prominently staged. A 10th house sun seeks public recognition and legacy. A 4th house sun seeks emotional security and a foundation in lineage. The sun's nature is, in a sense, pure and unadulterated. It simply is. The challenge, as Dane Rothar elucidates, is for the solar essence to become individualized, to move from a generic potential to a unique, actualized expression. This process of actualization falls overwhelmingly to the chart ruler. As the ruler of the ascendant, it governs the body, the personality, the initial impression given to the world, and the innate strategies for engaging with reality. Its zodiac sign describes the style of the personality. Its house placement shows the primary arena of life through which the individual operates, and its aspects reveal the challenges and alliances it will encounter. A chart ruler in Capricorn, Saturn in the 10th house, will approach the task of self-realization with ambition, discipline, and a focus on structure and career. The same sun, if its chart ruler were in Pisces, Jupiter, and Neptune in the 12th, would seek to realize itself through dissolution, faith, and perhaps escapism. The vehicle fundamentally alters the journey. The relationship is not always one of harmonious facilitation. Indeed, the most profound psychological growth often springs from the tension between the two. Consider a native with a sun in freedom-loving, adventurous Sagittarius in the 9th house. Their solar purpose is philosophical expansion and the pursuit of truth. Now imagine their chart ruler is Saturn in Cancer in the 4th house. The vehicle for this expansive purpose is a personality conditioned by duty, caution, and a deep need for emotional and familial security. The Saturn IX chart ruler will consistently frustrate the Sagittarian sun's impulse to roam, insisting on responsibilities at home, fearing the risks of the unknown. Here, the chart ruler acts as a conservative, restrictive force, a shadow that must be integrated. The sun does not get to simply be a carefree philosopher. It must learn to build its philosophical framework, Sagittarius, upon a stable, secure foundation, Saturn in Cancer. The frustration is in fact the catalyst for a more profound, grounded form of wisdom. This dynamic is spectacularly illustrated in the chart of the historical figure Queen Elizabeth I of England. While a definitive birth time is debated, the most credible reconstruction using the time of her birth at 3 p.m. on the 7th of September 1533 at Greenwich gives her a Leo ascendant. This makes the sun of her chart ruler, a condition known as Orientalis, which in itself signifies a remarkable fusion of identity and purpose. Her sun was in Virgo in the 10th house of status and career. The solar purpose, therefore, was one of meticulous service, analytical governance, and perfecting the machinery of state. This is the sovereign, the virgin queen, wedded to her nation, a master of detail and political calculation. But the drama lies in the placement of the sun chart ruler. In Virgo, it is in its fall, a position of inherent challenge, the vehicle for her royal Leo ascendant, which demands regal authority, confidence, and splendor, was a Virgoan sun that expressed itself through criticism, worry, and a hyper attention to the minutiae of administration. The legendary Gloriana image, Leo Ascendant, was a necessary performance, a vehicle constructed to contain and express a deeply analytical, often anxious, and perpetually serving core self, Virgo Sun. Furthermore, the Sun chart ruler in the 10th house was squared by Saturn in Sagittarius in the 1st house. Here we see the shadow in its starkest form. The Saturnine pressure, the weight of responsibility, the isolation, the constant threat, was directly impressed upon her persona, 1st house. Her chart ruler, the Sun, was in a constant state of tension with this Saturnine reality. Did it frustrate her solar purpose? Immensely. It denied her personal love, family, and children, but it also forged it. The frustration created the iconic monarch. She could not be a carefree Virgoan administrator. She had to be an impregnable, Saturnine virgin queen. Her personal life sacrificed to the perfection of her public duty. The chart ruler, Sun in Virgo, and the solar purpose, also Sun in Virgo, were one, but they were locked in a perpetual defining square with the limitations of her office and life, Saturn. In conclusion, the chart ruler is far more than a simple facilitator. It is the incarnating principle, the specific conditioned vehicle through which the unconditional solar light must shine. This vehicle has its own agenda, its own strengths and weaknesses determined by its sign, house, and aspects. When the chart ruler aligns comfortably with the Sun by sign and aspect, the path to self-realization may be more direct. However, when tension exists, the chart ruler becomes the critical shadow, the complicating factor that prevents the Sun from a naive expression and demands a more complex, hard-won integration. The sovereign does not reign in a vacuum. It is forever in dialogue, and often in negotiation with its chief minister. The ultimate goal of individuation is not for the Sun to conquer the chart ruler, but for the two to become conscious and cooperative partners in the singular lifelong performance of the self.